hope you're all well. Thank you for joining in with today's class. So this is going to be a shorter session. It's a 25-minute class, which is ideal to do if you haven't got much time. If you wish to do it's great for a morning or a mid-afternoon practice. It's also a good one as well, just to stretch out if you've been doing some running or exercise. This is a lovely one to stretch out the muscles. If you do want to make this a longer session, then just follow it with the class that comes afterwards, so a restoring class. You can put the two together if you wish for a longer class. So grab whatever you need for the session today. If you want a blanket for your knees or a block, grab that. And then we'll start off lying down on the floor. So we'll come to move our bits out of the way. We'll just take a few moments just to come to lying down. So allowing our back to relax, allowing maybe our legs to lengthen, or maybe keeping the knees bent with the feet on the floor. You might like to just take your hands onto the belly first of all, relaxing your shoulders and allowing your eyes to close. We're going to just start to drop some attention into the body first of all. So just start to be aware of what you're feeling like this morning, what your body feels like. Just relaxing the shoulders, let the back feel nice and supported on the earth. And then be in tune with your breath. So just begin to notice what your rhythm of breath feels like for you. And just follow it for a few moments. Just let your attention start to move into the present moment. So we're following that breath. And then when it feels appropriate, then we're going to just start to breathe in and out through the nose. And again, keep your mind really focused, if you can, just on this breath. Notice when your attention has moved away and just keep bringing it back to the breath. So the class today, we're going to be looking at a really nice sequence, slow, gentle flow moves. So we're not going to be holding the postures too long. We're going to be focusing a lot on the breath, a really nice one to get the body moving. And the breath is a really big key, especially in these movements. I'm going to spend a few more moments just allowing that breath just to come in and feeling that nice release as you exhale. And then while we're here, we're just going to have a few rounds of breath, of our Viloma breath, where we have our staggered inhale. And we're just going to take a really nice, long, slow exhale out. And it invites the breath to move in a little bit deeper. So you can keep the hands exactly where they are. So you're going to just take a nice full inhale and a nice releasing exhale out. And then breathing in just for 1/3 pause. Breathing in for 2/3 of the lung capacity, hold. Breathing in till your lungs feel nice and full. And then a nice long, slow exhale out. We'll do 2 more of those. So breathing in to 1/3 of the lungs full, pause. Breathing in till 2/3 of the lung are full. Breathing in till your lungs are nice and full, pause. And a nice long, slow exhale out. And we'll make this our last one. So nice full breath, 1/3 in. And then 2/3, hold that breath, pause. Last bit of that breath till your lungs are nice and full. And a long, slow exhale out. I'm just going to have a nice stretch from here. Release the arms, release the legs. Let the body take a really nice stretch from here, stretching into the fingers, lengthening out the legs. And then bending the legs, hugging the knees in towards the chest. Just taking a very slow rock from side to side. Just giving a bit of release onto your back from here. I'm going to just take a nice twist. So just last position on the floor. We're going to extend out with the arms. You can bend the arms or you can just take them right out to shoulder height. So you might want to take the feet back to the floor, or if you feel okay, you can keep the legs lifted. You're going to just drop the knees over to the right side and allow your head to slowly turn towards that left side. Just pause here for a moment, connect again to your breath. And then slowly bring your head back, bring your knees back to the centre. Inhale, and as you breathe out, we'll go over towards that left side. Let your head slowly turn towards that right side. Just stay there for a few moments, settling into that posture that you found. And then slowly bring your head, bring your knees back. Hug the knees in, just gently rock again from side to side. And then when you're ready to do so, roll over or rock backwards and forwards. And you're going to bring yourself all the way up. And we'll start off from here in an all fours position. So allow the hands to be nice and spread. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll take an inhale, allow your tailbone to lift, front of the body and the head to lift. And as you breathe out, rounding over, draw into the navel, gaze back through the legs. We'll take 2 more while we're here. Inhale to lift up. You can look up if it works. And slowly exhaling as we round over. Let the head be nice and heavy. One more. Inhale to lift up from here. And exhale, rounding over, drawing in the navel towards the spine. Come back to the all fours, release the feet and sink back to your child's pose. You might like to widen your knees for a moment. Let your head be nice and rested on the floor. Again, just connect back to your breath. So we can use our yoga practice, our moves here to start to feel very present and feeling very focused and calm at the same time with our breath. So when you're ready, slowly come back to the all fours. We're going to start to stretch the right leg away from us. Pad your knees if you need to. And we'll allow our left arm to lengthen out and have a nice stretch from here. You're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to draw your elbow towards the knee, round over. And take an inhale to lengthen out. We'll do one more as we breathe out, rounding over, elbow towards the knee. You can keep the hand down, that's fine. And then inhale to lengthen out. We're going to hold it here, and as we do so, we're going to bend your right leg. You're going to slowly reach around with that left arm. You can either just stretch it back, or if you can relax the foot, take the foot. Take a nice couple of breaths as we push the foot in towards the hands. Take a few moments to pause, and then slowly release that leg, let it lengthen out. And bend that knee. You can draw the knee through as you round over. Let the head relax. And then come back to your all fours. Before we do the other side, you're going to sink back into your child's pose again. If you can, just gently walk the arms out so you get a really nice stretch around the arms and head. Just relaxes on the floor. Just focus on your breath again. Be in tune with your breath. Starting to feel some more space and freedom in the body with your moves today. Slowly come back to the all fours, and we'll do the same on that left side. So the left leg is going to lengthen out from here away from us, lifted. If it's an option, your right hand lifts away and has a nice stretch out. Going to take an inhale, and as we breathe out, we can draw the elbow towards that knee as we round over. And then take a nice long, slow inhale to extend out. We'll do one more. Breathing out, elbow moves in, knee moves in as you round over. And then use that inhale to lengthen out fully into the arm and the leg. You can bend your left leg this time, and we're going to reach round with that right hand. And either reaching it back or taking hold of the foot. And we're going to just spend a few breaths while we're in this back opener, this heart opener. Slowly releasing, taking your hands down, stretching out the leg, bending that leg, rounding over for a few breaths, feeling a nice release onto the back. Taking the knee back down to the floor as we sink back into our child's pose again. If it works, come up onto the fingertips, walk the hands away so you get a really good stretch. And at the same time, you want to think about taking weight back towards your heels. Use your next inhale to come all the way back from here. Nice spread hands. Going to tuck the toes under and then lifting up into our downward dog from here. Going to spend a few breaths from here. And then when it feels good, you're going to bend your right leg. We're going to lengthen out that right leg away from us. Take a moment just to stretch into that leg. And then bending that right leg, you're going to step that foot in between your hands. So you can either drop that back knee down to the floor or lift that knee away from the floor. Lifting up into a lunge or a high lunge position. You can always come to warrior if that works better. We'll take a nice breath, lifting up from here. And as we breathe out, we're going to cactus the arms. Think about lifting the chest. And then slowly releasing back down, stepping that foot so you're back again to your downward dog. Take a few breaths from here. Think about even weight on your hands and your feet. And as you inhale, your left leg can lift away from you. Have a nice stretch out. You're going to bend that leg from here. You're going to step that foot in between the hands. So you can either do your warrior, you can drop that back knee, or you can lift that back knee. Going to start to lift up from here. Going to take a nice few breaths. We're thinking about slow, mindful movements from here, staying focused, staying present. As you breathe out, you're going to cactus the arms. You might think about your chest as you lift up a bit more from here. And then breathing out, releasing down, stepping back into your downward dog. Holding it there for a few breaths. Bending the knees and then slowly walking your feet towards your hands. Hands can come to the hips. And then we'll lift up and we'll come all the way up to standing. Take a few moments to think about your posture, think about how the body is feeling from those movements that we've already started working through. Now we're going to work into our chair posture from here, so great one for the hips, really good, a bit of a variation for the arms from here. So we're going to separate the feet, you can take them hip distance apart. You're going to allow yourself to just be lengthened with the legs first of all. Then as you inhale, we're going to raise the arms, have a nice stretch up from here. As you breathe out, we're going to bend the legs, we're going to cactus the arms from here. Draw the navel in, lengthen the tailbone. As you inhale, we're going to lengthen the legs, reaching up the arms, have a nice stretch. And breathing out, releasing the arms down. I'm going to repeat that 3 more times. So inhale, the arms are going to lift from here. Breathing out, cactus the arms as we find our chair legs. Think about weight into the heels as well. Inhale, lifting up, pressing into the legs, reaching up into the arms. Breathing out, hands down by the sides. We'll do 2 more of these nice gentle flows. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, bending the knees, cactus arms for your chair, Utkatasana legs. Inhale, lengthen the legs, reach up. Breathing out, nice, slow, controlled breath as we bring the arms down by the sides of the body. Last one. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, your chair legs and your cactus arms. Draw the navel in, lengthen your tailbone. Inhale to lengthen the legs, reach up with the arms. And then breathing out, bringing the arms down by the sides of the body. We're going to take it a little bit more into our forward fold from here, so legs can stay the same. Going to take an inhale. This time as we do, the arms can reach up. Going to sink back into your child's pose. Draw, chair pose, not child's. Draw into the navel. And then breathing out, you're going to interlock the hands. You're going to come into a nice forward fold from here. I'm going to spin a couple of breaths. Inhale, and as you breathe out, hands come to the lower back. Then you can release the arms, cactus the arms. Nice slow breaths as we gently sway from side to side. So easing out into any tight spots. You might notice one side or a particular part of the body feels really nice just to stretch out into. Let the head go, let the head be nice and heavy. Let the hands come back to the hips, press into the feet, lifting up, and we'll come all the way up to standing from here. So we're going to work a little bit more into our Trikonasana from here. So nice side bend stretch. So we're going to open out the feet from here, so long sides of the mat. You're going to take your hands on the hips. We'll start with the right foot turning out, left foot turning in slightly. You're going to raise the arms, look towards that right side. Inhale, and as you breathe out, you're going to start to come into that side bend stretch of your Trikonasana. You're going to reach that top arm up or hands on the hip. You can take an inhale, and as you breathe out, if it works, take that top arm up and over the head from here. And then as we breathe in, your hands lift, left hand's going to come onto the lower back. Micro bend into that front leg as you lift up, reach that arm up. And then as you breathe out, if it works, release that hand onto that back of the leg as you come into that side bend stretch towards that left side. So inhale, arms back to a T shape. Breathing out into your Trikonasana. Inhale, and then as you breathe out, you can take that arm up and over the head. Inhale, hands comes to that lower back, micro bend that leg as you lift up, reach that arm up. Breathing out, you can release that hand as you side bend, stretch towards that left side. We'll go one more time on that side. Inhale, arms T shape. Breathing out into your Trikonasana. Breathing in, lengthening that top arm up. Breathing in out, taking that top arm over. Inhale, come back to hands on the lower back, micro bend, lifting that arm up, nice full breath. And then breathing out, side bend, stretch towards that left side. And then coming back to arms out, feet to the front. Just draw your big toes in slightly towards each other. Let your hands come to the hips. Take a nice full breath, and as we breathe out, we're going to come forward into a forward fold. Hands can stay on the hips or hands can reach the floor. You'll take a nice inhale, press into the fingers, lifting up, looking up, and then breathing out, releasing down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to release down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to release down. Hands can come back to the hips as we slowly lift up, come all the way back to standing. So we'll prepare for that left side on your Trikonasana. So you're going to turn your left foot out, right foot in slightly. You're going to draw the arms to a nice T-shaped shoulder height. So take an inhale, you can look towards that left side. As you breathe out, you're going to reach and you're going to come into that Trikonasana. You're going to take an inhale, then as you breathe out, that arm comes up and over the head from here. You're going to take an inhale, hand comes to the lower back, micro bend that leg as we lift up. As we breathe out, we can side bend, stretch towards that right side. We'll go 2 more rounds. Inhale with the arms lifted. Breathing out into your Trikonasana. So inhale, stretching that arm up. Breathing out, hands comes up and over. Inhale, hand comes to the lower back as we reach up from here. And as we breathe out, reaching that arm up and over. Inhale, back to that T shape. Breathing out into that Trikonasana. Inhale, reach that top arm up a bit more. Breathing out, taking that top arm up and over. Inhale, supporting that lower back, micro bend left leg as we lift up. You can either hold it here or breathing out, reaching up and over. Bring your inhale, arms back to that T shape, feet to the front. This time I'm going to take your hands behind the back, gently roll back your shoulders. Inhale, and as you breathe out, folding over the legs, letting your hands slowly release from here. Just maybe gently moving your shoulders from here, getting a nice release. Releasing the hands, just folding the arms and taking a gentle sway from one side to the other, letting the head be as heavy as you can. Nice, long, slow breaths. Hands come back to the hips as we lift all the way up from here. Going to heel toe your feet back together. And we're going to come to the front of the mat. Going to step back with your right leg from here. And you're going to bend into that left leg. So we take a nice warrior position from here, drawing into the navel. Going to reach the arms up, so have a really nice stretch from here. Inhale, and then as you breathe out, hands onto the hips as we straighten that front leg. Take a nice inhale, and as we breathe out, you're going to fold over that leg and letting your head release from here. Going to hold it there for a couple of breaths. Going to take a nice inhale to lift up, soften that front leg, and then lifting up. Coming all the way up from here and then stepping your back foot into the front. This time it's going to be your left foot steps back, so your right leg is going to bend from here into your warrior one. Reaching the arms out, have a really nice stretch from here. Inhale, and then as you breathe out, hands on the hips, releasing the leg. Take a nice full breath, and as we breathe out, we're going to fold forward over that leg. You're going to release the arms, take a nice full breath from here. You're going to soften that front leg as you inhale, hands on the hips, reaching up again into your warrior position. And then breathing out, releasing the arms, stepping that back foot into the front. You're going to step back with your right leg again. And this time, if it works, come up onto the toes, lift the heel, draw the navel in. Going to reach the arms up. We're going to fold the arms, hold on to opposite elbows. Take a few breaths. And then start to come forward from here. Keep the breath nice and long and slow. If it works, this time release the arms. Have a nice stretch out with the arms. You're going to draw your hands back down, hands on the hips. And then slowly stepping that foot up from here so we come into a balance. Hold it there for a few breaths. Feel a really nice release into your hips. And then breathing out, releasing that foot back down from here. So we're going to step back. Left foot this time is going to step either into a lunge or you can take the foot down into a warrior. You're going to reach the arms up. If you can remember which way you went with the arms, take the opposite fold of the arms. So a nice lift from here, lifting into the chest. And then start to draw the navel in as we find a forward movement from here. Still take weight into that back foot. If it works, reach the arms out from here. Take a nice full inhale. And as you breathe out, hands on the hips, you're going to slowly lift up that leg, drawing into the navel. Coming into a balance, so you can hold around that foot nice and lifted from here. Nice long, slow breaths. And breathing out, releasing that foot down. Going to come down to the floor. We'll take it for a nice full inhale to lift up. You can look up towards the hands if it works. Breathing out, softening the knees, releasing down. Just take a halfway lift while we're here. So inhale, looking up halfway. And then exhale, fold forward. And then when you're ready, slowly releasing the legs, coming back down. You're going to sit back to a really nice child's pose position. Nice wide legs if it works. And folding forward. Releasing down to the floor. Take a nice few breaths. Allow your breath to be nice and focused again from here. Good. Just take a moment to let the body settle and soften while you're in that position. Slowly easing up, coming back to the all fours. Taking a simple crossed-legged position or lengthening out the legs if you need to. And we'll finish off with a last twist. So we'll twist towards that right side. Left hand on right knee, right hand behind you. Take a nice full breath to lift up. And as you breathe out, easing into that twist towards that right side. Keep trying to draw up, lengthen the spine, but drawing in the navel. And then slowly inhale, come back to the centre. Breathing out over towards that left side, lifting up, shoulders nice and relaxed. And then breathing out, coming back to the centre. Take a moment to let the eyes close and come back again to your breath. You're just feeling how the body feels by working with those movements today, that series of working through a sequence of moving rather than staying still. But find that the breath is that thing that links us up, makes us feel more mindful. If we feel more freer in the body, that has a positive effect on the mind. Good. Let your hands seal together, so bringing the hands in towards the heart centre. So your practice can finish here, or if you're going to do the second sequence, the second video, then you can go straight into that one. Just allow yourself to slowly bow your head down towards the hands, allowing your eyes to softly blink open. Just honouring that divine light that you hold within you. And slowly lifting your head, lifting your heart. Namaste. I hope that you have a good rest of the day, whatever you get up to. Take care and I'll see you soon.